A lot has been made about this Philadelphia Eagles loss, but guys, it's just week 2. But there are some things we got to look at. If it becomes a consistent, it becomes a problem. And when we look at people like Barnett and Brandon Brooks, it seems like they're having a consistent problem. It's time we fix it.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man Saul Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and this is Philly the podcast. So today I really want to just quickly go over Brandon Brooks and Barnett. I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of my subscribers, a lot of my friends were talking about this game and just kind of some of the things we saw and some of the repercussions that may come from it. Now, before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 3K, and we would love for you guys to join that ride. But let's get into it, man. So we're going to start with Brandon Brooks. Now, Brandon Brooks, when he is on the field, he is a top-tier player. He is one of, if not the best right guard in football, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. I know that there's going to be people saying other names, but I think when Brandon Brooks is healthy, he's one of the best. But the thing is, it comes with that if. It comes with that caveat. It comes with that when he's healthy, right? And it doesn't seem like that's very often. Right now, he has a strained pec, looking like he's going to miss at least 3 weeks. We'll see what happens. Nick Sirianni said he most likely would be IR'd, but it would not be a season-ending injury. So that's tough, man. That's tough. It sucks because you want to see the player play, right? You don't want to see them lose their job because of injuries. But when you drafted someone like Landon Dickerson that can move into that right guard position, when you have someone like Jack Driscoll who can move into that right guard position, you have someone like Nate Herbig who can move into, you're starting to see what I'm saying. We have a lot of young options at that right guard spot. Now, will they be the level of Brandon Brooks right off the bat? Most likely not. It's going to take them some time, even if it's a Landon Dickerson who has all the talent in the world, the size, speed, athleticism, but it's going to take him a little while. We even saw a little bit of the growing pains already in that first game. He was on his butt a couple times. It is what it is. He got blown up a couple times, but he also did very well a couple times. So I wouldn't say that he got totally beat the whole time he was in there. I think it was an up and down. So with that being said, look, if Brandon Brooks is going to be in and out, I value continuity over individual talent when it comes to the offensive line. Obviously, you have to be talented. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying bring Jamon Brown back just so he can start all year. But I'm saying if Landon Dickerson, this is going to sound weird, if Landon Dickerson's going to be somebody that can be there all 16 or the rest of the 15 games, if, Nate Herbig's going to be somebody that can be there if you can find somebody that can stay healthy for us, man, and stay in that offensive lineup and rotation, I think that's huge. We have one of the best, if not the best offensive line coach in the game. Stoutland is going to get whoever is suiting up ready for this game, and we have learned that. We see Jordan Mailata, while most, don't get me wrong, a lot of it is on him. A lot of it on Jordan Mailata is just him wanting to be the best. But Stoutland got him ready, man. 4 years, didn't know football, and now he's a starting left tackle in the National Football League and playing at a high level, if I do say so myself. They didn't credit him for a sack against Joey Bosa, which is incredible. But we're talking about Brandon Brooks. So my whole thing with Brandon Brooks is he might be somebody you want to start looking at trading. Maybe before the trade deadline, maybe you get one. Maybe he does come back after 3 weeks. You get 1 or 2 weeks of him playing, and then you look at some possible trade partners, possible trade options. It's something has to happen. I'm never the one to say let's release a player. I do not think that helps at all. So I'm not really on that wave. I don't think that you should release him. I think that if you can find a trade partner for him, so be it. If you can't, then you hope that he stays healthy. But I think he has way too much talent to just go ahead and release him. So I do think that we need to move on from Brandon Brooks pretty soon. If it's not this season, maybe in the off season. I just don't think the future of the Philadelphia Eagles can really rely on Brandon Brooks staying healthy, which is unfortunate to say. I'm a big fan of Brandon Brooks. You know, he's, like I said, he's played very well for us when he's been in there. So that's how I feel about him. Now let's talk about Derek Barnett, man. Derek Barnett, now he's got two. He's got two because he is hurt a lot as well. He's on the injured list a lot. We see his name coming up a lot Sundays when it comes to injuries. But we also see him when he is in the game making just bonehead plays. None probably worse than the one in this last game. I mean, we've seen him get 15-yard penalties before on late QB hits and stuff like that. But this one was just egregious. Like, it made zero sense. It wasn't like you were going for a sack and it was close. You literally just pushed a man when the play was over. And we were literally in the driver's seat to come back if he had not done that. We had a third, and I think it was 16. And, we had time to get the ball back, down one score. Something could have happened. I'm not saying we would have won. I'm not saying we would have even got the ball back. They could have gave up the first down, but we would have had a chance. That penalty just ended the game. It just ruined the game. I can live with look, false starts suck, but I can live with it. I can live with a hold. I can live with stuff in the play of the game, in the feel of the moment. Like, a false start is just boneheaded, but when you're causing a penalty like that, a personal foul like that, unnecessary roughness, it says it literally right in the name. Some of them are little petty calls, but my man, the play was over, and you were like 20 feet away from the ball was. Why are you pushing people? Why are you upset? Look, Derek Barnett, man, I don't want to say get rid of him because I think that he is a talented player. I tend to go back to somebody like Avontes Burfict. He was very, very aggressive, and he had a lot of bonehead penalties, but he had a lot of big plays for the Bengals, and he was a very good player, in my opinion. So, Derek Barnett needs to be held accountable at the very, very least. I don't see anybody that can take his spot right now, especially with Derek Barnett out. I like Milton Williams, but we haven't seen enough of Milton Williams to say that he's going to be a full-time defensive end. We don't know what he's going to be. He might be a defensive tackle. He might be a defensive end. He might be both, but I just don't feel comfortable right now moving on from Derek Barnett. And, look, if we are to try and put him on the trade block right now, other teams are going to look at that and be like, oh, these guys are going to take anything for him. We're not in the driver's seat when it comes to trading someone like Derek Barnett. The talent is there, like I said, but there are a lot of red flags. So, my opinion, while it may be unpopular, is to ride it out. Just ride it out with Derek Barnett, at least for this season. If he continues to make mistakes like that, if he continues to get unnecessary roughness penalties and just having a lack of discipline, then this offseason you just don't re-sign him. I know I'm not one of those guys that say trade him, but or that say release or just, try not to trade him. But I think that right now we need that body. So if he can't get it together, then you don't re-sign him. We have Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat should see his snaps, skyrocket, to be honest, because I think this past game, I should say, was only 32% of the snaps. So with Brandon Graham out, I expect that to go up. I don't expect Ryan Kerrigan to continuously be that number one guy, but we'll see. We will see. But Derek Barnett, like I said, I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but I'm saying hold off a little bit, hold off on this season, because realistically we don't have the depth to really let go of him. So right now, just wait. In the offseason, reevaluate the whole situation, look back at it, and if he has not gotten better, if he has not shown more discipline, then you move on from him. And then you look in the draft and you can fill that position. But right now, I just don't feel we're in the spot to do that. Now, you guys, let me know what you think, man. These two players, Brandon Brooks more so than Derek Barnett, I think, but these two players have highly impacted our team. So for us to move on from them, this is going to be something that we're really going to have to, assess and see if it's the smartest move for this team moving forward. So you guys let me know what you would want to do. What would you want to do with Brandon Brooks? What would you want to do with Derek Barnett? Let me know if you think I'm bugging out. You know what it is. But other than that, man, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out shit. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the off. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco, thanks for tuning in.